Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It has been quite a long time since I sat down and did a commentary for you guys. But that's what this video is for. It's going to be mostly a channel update, but I would also like to talk a little bit about what went down at E3, or what is going down at E3 this current week, so definitely stick around to listen to that. But before we get into the main discussion, I do want to touch a little bit on the gameplay that's going to be running in the background for you guys. So I've been playing some Black Ops 3, again for reasons that again I'll discuss in the video, and this is just an AK-74U TDM gameplay on the Standoff remake. I forgot what the name of the map is called right now, but I did get incredibly lucky and just a random supply drop, and you know, RNGesus blessed me with an AK-74U, so that's what you guys are going to be seeing in the background here. As for the main topic of discussion, let's get right to that. So, the last series of uploads that I did for the channel were my encounters with each of the various Ring City DLC bosses in the Dark Souls 3 DLC. And I will say that the Ring City as a whole I thought was much better than Ashes of Ariandel. Yes, Sister Fried was a great boss fight, but just the second DLC, in my opinion, was just leagues better than the first offering. After doing several playthroughs of the DLC, I was playing a lot of PvP, trying out, you know, the new spells, the new weapons, etc. And I did have some plans to do some PvP uploads for this channel, but with the Ring City DLC kind of closing out the Dark Souls trilogy, you could say, interest was starting to wane a little bit, and I was definitely a victim of that as well. You know, don't get me wrong, I think Dark Souls 3 is a great game. You know, the series is one of my favorites in all of gaming, and I definitely still play it. It's just I wasn't certain, you know, if it would be upload worthy at that point in the game's life cycle. Simultaneously, I was playing a lot of For Honor, and I still play that game quite a lot as well. In case you don't know, I am actually an admin for the second largest Xbox For Honor club. We're called For Honor Experts, so if you are on Xbox, you know, feel free to check us out. I think we're approaching 2,000 members, so you know, we're fairly decently sized. So as an admin of that, you know, I've been doing a lot of day-to-day running of the club, etc. Playing in some For Honor tournaments, hosting For Honor tournaments, so that's been keeping my gaming time busy as well. That's another game that I actually did consider doing uploads for. If you recall, I did one during the closed beta of the game way back in February, but since then I haven't uploaded any For Honor, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Primarily, so if you play the game, I main Kensei, and I don't believe that he is a complicated enough character to warrant, you know, lots of upload material. I feel it would be kind of redundant just uploading, you know, random matches or stuff like that. I might upload some tournament stuff though. I think that could be unique enough and maybe interesting for you guys to watch, so that is something that is definitely, or I should say could be in the works for the future. That said, For Honor is in a little bit of a troubling situation. If you don't follow the game, basically the player base is rapidly declining. And that's a topic for an entirely different video, and I don't really want to get into it here, but in my experience it boils down to really three factors, and those are network stability, or lack thereof, character balance, and a lack of interesting hero progression. So if Ubisoft Montreal could just get those things ironed out and then have a couple of free-to-play weekends, I think the game would be in a much better state. But until then, it's a little dicey when it comes to For Honor. So that brings us to Destiny, which I think is the draw of, or at least how most people found the channel. So what is there to say about that? I continue to play the game, obviously, but with Destiny 2 coming out, I think a lot of the interest is sort of waning, just like it did with Dark Souls. I still run trials, and I've been playing with a lot of high-level PvPers, and it's been a good time. Again, I just don't think that's all that upload worthy, because you know, you can go on Twitch or YouTube and see 1,000 other trials gameplays and trials runs. Which brings me back to the point I made earlier about how I've been playing some more Black Ops 3. So I hope that kind of clears up all of the clouds of ambiguity on why I haven't been uploading. I'm definitely going to still be uploading to the channel, but what I want to know from you guys is, what are you guys interested in seeing at this point. I feel like we're kind of in a little bit of a lull in the gaming world. As for the future, definitely going to be playing Destiny 2, of course. Definitely going to be playing Call of Duty World War II. In the meantime, gonna stick with For Honor, stick with Kensei, hope that both that character gets buffed as well as the game gets better as a whole. But if you guys, have something in particular that you'd like to see, please leave a comment. I'd like to spend the rest of the video talking about E3. If you live under a rock and don't know what E3 is, it's the Electronic Entertainment Expo. It's basically Christmas for gamers. It's a great time in the gaming community. I thought I would briefly touch on each conference and try to hit some of the big moments that happened. So first up was EA on Saturday. This was one of the few that I didn't actually watch, and I heard it was just okay. Of course, we had a lot of sports games, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Battlefield 1 DLC, and they ended with a game that I'll talk about more when we cover Microsoft. And of course, Microsoft, they followed on Sunday, and I did watch this one. I was looking forward to it. The main focus of their presentation was that they revealed the Xbox Scorpio, which is actually the Xbox One X. Kind of a confusing name, but despite that, I think the console looks really great. It's obviously extremely powerful, capable of running 4K, 60 FPS on hopefully a lot of games, but we'll see about that. They showed a number of games I thought were very interesting, one of which was called Ashen. It's an indie game, definitely looks inspired by, Dark Souls and such. They mentioned Sea of Thieves, which is kind of a pirate game, co-op open-world pirate game. Also, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is coming to Xbox, and that is a game that I could potentially see myself getting into. Microsoft closed with a very interesting game from BioWare called Anthem. I think this one could definitely it has the potential to be big. Go check it out on YouTube, the gameplay trailer, if you haven't seen it yet. It's very interesting, definitely Destiny inspired. I think it could be a pretty big game. It is far out though, I think it's releasing 2018, that's what they said. Bethesda followed on Sunday night, and it was honestly disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. They did announce Wolfenstein, a new Wolfenstein, as well as Evil Within 2, but besides that, there wasn't really much of anything. The conference was really short, and it was just about paid mods and VR. So Ubisoft followed on Monday, and I was at work during this one, so I couldn't really watch it, so I did my best to follow it. Of course, they showed Assassin's Creed Origins, which looks interesting if you like Assassin's Creed. And the game that struck me the most was a new IP called Skull and Bones. Sort of a pirate naval combat competitive multiplayer game. I'm definitely interested in potentially trying that game out when it does release. And of course, Sony closed things out on Monday night. I was really hoping for a From Software tease, whether it's Bloodborne 2, a new IP. I was just hoping for something small at that conference, and it didn't happen. And overall, Sony's conference was a little bit disappointing as well. No big surprises. And with that, the gameplay is wrapping up, and so are the things that I have to talk about. If you made it this far, I just really want to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video and listen to the commentary. If you have any ideas about what you'd like to see in the future, please leave a comment. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.